You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. Your love changes everything. There's something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. 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 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. Oh, there's something about your love. Something about your love changes everything in my body. Oh, something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing.
Good morning, Rooted Men. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Ministries. Happy and blessed Thursday morning. We got some snow overnight, and so I am pre-recording the devotions for today so that I can get out and clear the driveway. You know, I got a pretty big driveway, and I got to clear that out, make sure the cars can get to where they need to get. So sorry that I can't greet all of you like I normally do. Know that I love you. I'm so glad that we do these devotions together. And today, we're going to be looking at Judges chapter 8, and we're going to be finishing up Gideon. Actually, we're going to be looking at him dying, passing away, and what goes on with the nation of Israel after his passing. So again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking in, even though I'm not really doing this live, but I pray that this devotion is a blessing to you. So let's get to the reading. And so I'm going to pull it up like I normally do and get over here. The death of Gideon. Jerubbaal, the son of Joash, went and lived in his own house. Now Gideon had 70 sons, his own offspring, for he had many wives. And his concubine, who was in Shechem, also bore him a son. And he called his name Abimelech. And Gideon, the son of Joash, died in a good old age and was buried in the tomb of Joash's father and at Ophrah of the Abiezrites. Listen to this verse. As soon as Gideon died, the people of Israel turned again and whored after the Baals and made Baal-berith their god. Man, is this utterly astounding? How they ebb in and out of a relationship with God. No wonder he uses the word whoring. Like, you use me, you abuse me. I'm trying to be a loving father, consistently being there for you, providing for you, supporting you, and you cry out to me when you need help, but when you think everything's okay, you just go do whatever you want and you forget all about me. You cheat on me. You say there's a relationship, but there is no relationship. As soon as Gideon died, the people of Israel turned again and whored after the Baals and made Baal-berith their god. And the people of Israel did not remember the Lord their God, who had delivered them from the hand of all their enemies on every side. And look at this. I know there's probably phrases that I use all the time that you get tired of me using. I don't know. They did not remember. The people of Israel did not remember. Is it possible that because of the winds and the waves of this world, because of all the things happening in this world, that Satan lulls us into a forgetting of all the things God has done, is doing, and promises to do, that we get so overwhelmed with the what ifs? What if this happens? What if that happens? What about that? And we get all anxious and we get all worried. Before we say, how could those people be so stupid? I wonder if sometimes in the very same way, we don't forget. You put the perfect set of circumstances together, and all of a sudden our faith is gone, and we're bailing water like the disciples in a boat, trying to control everything, trying to make everything happen the way we think it should happen. We're not even calling on God. We're not even praying to God. We are so busy trying to fix whatever it is that we've forgot. We forgot to turn to the one who has redeemed and saved us. They did not remember the Lord their God, who had delivered them from the hand of all their enemies on every side. How can you not remember that God destroyed the Midianites in the valley? Gideon didn't destroy them. God did. God made it happen. Gideon only had 300 men. What do they have? Trumpets, torches, and jars. All they did was make a bunch of noise. And the God of the universe rode over that noise and created confusion with the camp. And they defeated each other. They destroyed each other. They turned on each other. How do you not remember? And then I say to myself, there have been so many miracles that God has done in my life, and I don't remember them. And I don't remember the miracles that other people have gone through. I don't remember. I can so easily forget when those things should be the motivation to press through whatever the current situation is. And they did not show steadfast love to the family of Jerubbaal, that is Gideon, in return for all the good that he had done to Israel. And they did not show steadfast love to the family of Jerubbaal, Gideon. They did not show steadfast love. Remember the day when they said that we want you and your sons and your grandsons to rule over us. We love you and we appreciate you. God used you and you were a great man of God, and through you God delivered us, and all the accolades. They don't remember. They have forgotten. They turned to the Baals and made the Baal their God. Sometimes I think in today's society, it is creating a Christianity in our own image. What happens is Satan gets us to try to squeeze a little lies into our Christian faith. We try to put a foot into both kingdoms. However you want to describe it, we dilute and maybe even completely destroy the gospel of Jesus Christ by creating something that fits our lives. Gentlemen, today, let's spend some time remembering. Maybe close your eyes, go into a quiet place, sit in your favorite chair, and do some remembering of what God has done. Try to think back as far as you can to some things that he has done. Remember, and bring yourself all the way to the present, restating the stories in your mind, retelling them as if they were new, and remind yourself that that same God wants to walk with you and me today, this very day, in the same faith, in the same remembrance, in the same power. Let's not whore our relationship with God. Let's die to ourselves and abide in Jesus and allow him to abide in us. Keep our eyes fixed on the author and perfecter of our faith. All right. I hope that this devotion was a blessing to you. Have a great day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.